Hello, welcome to the Simulated Trader. Today I'd like to talk to you about why most traders who aren't consistently profitable feel that they are not profitable. So, most traders feel they're not profitable because of either their strategy, their indicators, their psychology, or even their own discipline. But unfortunately, that's not really why a trader is profitable or not profitable. Excuse me. It usually really comes down to an area of trading that most traders don't even know that they need to think about, and that's why ultimately they're not consistent. The the area that I'm talking about here is called environment, and it's not your desktop setup. It's not, are you trading in a quiet room so you don't have distractions or lighting or anything along those lines. It's not your environment. It's the market's environment. And why that matters is if you're trading against the environment of the market, it's very similar to trying to swim upstream. uh, you're always fighting it, and you'll lose every single time. When you're in line with the market, everything else just goes very, very smoothly. So, a good way of looking at the environment is the market right now, unbiased, right? You're not trying to impose your strategies, which is, and we'll cover that in just a second, but none of those things exist. The environment is nothing more different than looking outside your window and looking up and say, what's the weather out like? You can't change that. It is what it is. And that's really what it comes down to. So, before we get into this further, first let me introduce myself. My name's Anthony. I've been a retail trader for over 10 years. And for a good part of that, I was net negative, meaning I was giving more to the market than the market was given to me. But once I finally learned about environment and really understood it, all of that changed. And I'm hopefully I'll be able to help you out with that so that this can change for you as well. So, getting into environment, the one thing I want to really hone in on this, and this is where I think a lot of traders get this backwards, is that the market isn't just that little slice of what you trade, whatever your underlying is, whether it's stocks, indexes, forex, futures, whatever that is. All of that is within the entire ecosystem of the market. And why that's important is because all of these little things about us as traders, strategies, indicators, psychology, and discipline, all of that's downstream. That really comes in after the fact. Once you understand the environment, which is upstream, then all of these other little things become relevant down there, but not right now. So let's take a look at the environment. What is that? Again, as I'm mentioning, it's kind of like an ecosystem. So all of these underlyings that we're talking about, whether it's again stocks, bonds, currencies, whatever it is, all fit into the entire ecosystem, and each affects the other. If you look at it like, first and foremost, you've got forex, right, which is currencies. Currencies affects futures, okay, and then futures then in turn affect indexes, okay, and then indexes in turn affect the individual stocks. So when you understand that nothing lives in isolation within the entire environment, then you can take a step back and you have a little bit more perspective of what's going on. So when you've probably heard terms like risk on and risk off. Okay, so if you understand that the market is in a risk on or a risk off environment, then as you look at how everything else is moving, you'll ultimately see how it's going to affect what asset or underlying you specifically trade. I hope that makes sense. So, what I'd like to do going forward next time on the simulated trader is really learn how what is this environment, what is this environment, how do I set it up, how do I read it, and how is that going to make me a better trader. So I hope you stay tuned for next time. I think you're really going to enjoy what we have to cover for you. Until next time.